Hey everybody, how's it going out there today? It's weekly recap time, hashtag weekly recap. I was watching a guy on YouTube the other day. He said, the thing about these YouTube truckers is nobody shows their real numbers and nobody talks about the money they make. And I was like, whoo, boy, let me tell you a little something about me. I've been doing this for multiple years now. This is weekly recap. Let's break it down real quick. I'll tell you what it is. I go over the loads I did for the week. I break it down. I talk about why I did them. I talk about what they weighed, where they went. I talk about what they paid. There's no reason for me, I've had people tell me, oh, well, you don't show the rate con, so I don't believe you. If you don't believe me, you don't believe me. I'm not here to prove to the naysayers. I've been doing this for 3 years. If I was way out of line on this, somebody would say, hey, buddy, you're way out of line. I very rarely get that anymore. People have got just kind of understand, like I'm telling you, it's all rosy and glory. I tell you when the rates are good, when the rates are down. I tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. I don't talk about the carrier. I run a fuel efficient operation, a 2016 Cascadia Evolution I. And let's see what else I got going on. At the end, I'll tell you this is my variable cost. I don't go over my fixed costs because everybody's fixed costs are so different. I'm not trying to get you to do what I do. I'm just trying to show you what I do. If you know somebody that wants to be an owner-operator, you can share this with them and give them a little insight into what I do and what I make. And by all means, don't just build a business on what I say. Build a business on a lot of information. And just, if you want to use me as one little part of it, that's fine. But don't use me as your end-all, be-all. That's because, I work a certain type of way. And, most people have different experiences in trucking. So I try to just give you the honest part of it here. And, there'll be different things for different people. But this is how it works for me. So let's talk about it. I'm back on my old boring situation where I run out to Virginia and then I come up to Maryland and I come right back to Minnesota. These loads are still paying for me, so I'm going to keep doing them because they're just steady free. That's what it is. There's nothing fantastic, nothing glorious about it. I went Minnesota to Virginia, negative 10 degrees, 42,000 pounds, $4,400. 66 empty miles, 1201 on the loaded miles, 1267 total miles. And then I come up to Maryland, out of Virginia into Maryland. I pick up a load there. It was 28 degrees, 15,000 pounds, and that paid $3,000 back to Minnesota. 54 empty miles, 1135 loaded miles, 1189 total miles on that run. So that's my two loads for the week. This is the first week of February 2023, if anybody's wondering. If you're watching in the future, thank you. Smash that like button for me if you would, please. And that's my two loads for the week. Slow and steady wins the race right now. When the spot market ain't killing it, I like to just find something and settle in on it, honestly. Just settle in because it's predictable. It's... I've got this narrowed down. Whenever I do this run, I don't even look for fuel stops. That's how for the first 80 to 100 times I did this lane, I would check my fuel stops. But now I know this is where you're going to get the best fuel. This is where the best price is that can get you to where you need to be to get a little bit of more fuel out in the East Coast. And then that gets me back to where I do better with. So, overall, I've got her refined down. I got her like a sharp point on a number 2 pencil right now. And I like that because it makes life easy. I know where I'm going to park. I know where I'm going to fuel. I know what time I need to be at this place. I know how many miles I need to get done on this day. It's, it's boring, but it's kind of what I like in these times, So that's the two loads I did. And I'm actually sitting at the shipper on one of those loads right now. So it's going to be, the next few weekly recaps are probably just going to be like very similar to this. The temperature is getting a little warmer out. So fuel mileage is getting a little better, it seems like. But anyway, let's talk about the numbers of this week. $7,400 total revenue for the week. And another thing I'll dig about these loads is They're very, very tightly spaced. They are not playing on the deliveries on these. These are 1,200-mile runs, and there's 2 days on each of them. You get to pick it up and go. Like when I picked this load up today, right here where I'm at, I need to get high 500s, preferably into the 600 miles. Need to get 600 miles done after I make this pickup this morning. And it's the same way on the other end. When I pick up that load, I need 600 miles because I got to get the next day down to a 1-day run. So basically the way it works is I pick up in Minnesota, I run 2 days out, and then I get a day in between because you need fresh clock to run this. And then I get a day in between, and then I pick up the back haul, and I get 2 days to run that one. And then I'm home. And then I typically do a 34 at the house, and then I start it all over again. So I'm getting some time at the house every week, and I'm getting a day in between to kind of do some ancillary stuff if I need to do it. It's kind of working for me right now. Do I wish I could get like 2 days at home instead of the day on the road at off? Yes, of course. But let's talk these numbers, and we'll see why I continue to stick with this, because it is good money for what I'm doing. $7,400 total revenue. My 80% is $5,920, and that's total miles 2,456 total miles, 120 empty miles, 2,336, 2,336 on the loaded miles. That's 5% deadhead. That's another reason I like this. It's a very tight, efficient run the way they got this set up, and I dig it. So all miles, $3.01 a mile. $3 a mile I'm feeling really good about on all miles. $2.41 is my 80%, and that's $3.17 a loaded mile. So not a lot of deadhead, not a lot of difference between all miles and loaded miles. But I like putting the loaded in there, just for statistical purposes. I have trouble with that word. Let's talk diesel. $14.24 on diesel. I feel okay with that because I'm getting the majority of my fuel in Indiana, because I can get like halfway from Minneapolis to Indiana, and then I can make it from like Indiana to Virginia, Maryland. I get a little bit of fuel in Maryland because I don't get as good a fuel economy from Indiana out here because of the mountains. But then once I get fuel in Indiana on the way back, I can make it from Indiana to Minneapolis to back to Indiana. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been buying almost, I'd probably say 80% of my fuel at one truck stop in Indiana. So takes a lot of thought out of this. I don't have to think about, at this point it's so refined. I don't even I run my GPS just for the traffic to know if there's any traffic ahead. I don't need it. I could go from point A to point B to point C to point D and into the house without a GPS on this run. I've done it so many times. But I feel okay with the $14.24 because, like I say, majority of that's in Indiana. What is that? 50? What are they at now? Like 50 cents a gallon IFTA, 55, something like that. $50 on reefer fuel for an entire week. That's another thing. Both of these loads are start and stop, and I got a very good trailer for that, I guess, because like right now, it's 30 degrees outside, and then when I get back up to Minnesota, it'll be even cooler up there. So, not a lot of reefer fuel, and that helps on this. So, $50 on reefer fuel, $41 on DEF fluid, $20 on parking. I did end up I tried something different this week, and I parked at a different spot when I came out east. Don't know if I'll do that again. I don't know if it was enough of a gain to give up $20 for parking. And then $443 on tolls. That is one of the big things with this, is the tolls you pay on this one. So we bring over my $59.20. We subtract the $19.78 in veritable cost. Leaves me $39.42. I put $500 of that into the maintenance account. That leaves me $34.42. $3,442 left to do what I have to do with. And that's it, guys. Not a bad week. I keep taking them. It's like they call me, and I just, they know I'm going to take it, so they call me. And, you know, a lot of guys don't want that, you know, same old, same old. They think they can do a little better doing this, a little better doing that. I say go for it, because I'll take this slow and steady all day. And that's 58 cents a mile fuel cost for the week. 58 cents a mile fuel cost. So I can live with that. I can live with that. I'm glad fuel's getting a little better. As summer comes on, it will get a little better. I managed to keep my my generator and my air conditioner in here, so as soon as it gets warm, we're ready to rock. I fired up the generator the other day. Everything was good. I got it covered, so it's making it through winter just fine. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Go down to that description. I got lots of things down there that can make your life better as a trucker. So check that out. Check out my second channel, Trucking with Diabetes. I'm going to put out a video over there every now and again. So it's not like I'll beat you to death with content over there. But if you want to check it out, go check it out, please. And take care of each other out there. Remember, people are more important than trucking. Bye.
Fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art.